viewers, welcome again to the Entrepreneur TV show. My name is Lucy Jeffrey. I am so happy to have you for the last 5 years. We've learned a lot together by bringing great professionals and entrepreneurs to share their knowledge with you. Today, I have a great professional that is going to help all of us to understand how to change our mindset so we can be successful at what we do. So when I turn the screen, I will be able to welcome a great professional who will be able to speak to us right away. So, Kayleigh, how are you doing?
I'm excellent, Lucy. Thank you so much for having me. How are you today?
Good. Welcome to the Entrepreneur TV show hosted by Rogers TV, broadcast by Rogers TV for us for the last 5 years. I'm happy that you have found time to be with us because I know how busy you are. And I'll start you quickly by asking you, I know you're an entrepreneur. I know you coach entrepreneurs. But before that, what did you do? Because our viewers want to know you before they know what you do.
Absolutely. So before becoming an entrepreneur, I went back to school in my 20s to do marketing and public relations. Prior to that, I was working as a bartender for 10 years. And I was just very, very much going from one thing to another because I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life. Someone had, suggested to me when I was in my 20s that I should go back to school and get a real job. So, you know, it's all beliefs. It's all what we think we should do, right? And I talk a lot in my coaching about how we should on ourselves. We think things need to look a certain way. So I followed the path that I thought they needed to look. I got my first job, and it was a massive pay cut to what I was making as a bartender. So I ended up working more time in a place that I didn't love, doing work that I didn't really love, and started really struggling financially and emotionally. My mental health was really struggling at that time, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So I was kind of searching. I got pregnant with my first in 2019, and what I knew was that I didn't want to go back to that job after my maternity leave. I knew that I was meant for more. I knew I had this feeling in my gut. I've had it my whole entire life that there was something more out there for me. And so I didn't know what that was. So I tried a whole lot of things, a lot of side hustles. I did network marketing. I started my own businesses unsuccessfully. And what ended up happening was right before I went on maternity leave, I actually hired a mindset coach because from what I had understood about in personal development is that I was the one in my own way. It was just me. So I hired a coach right before going on a maternity leave, which was, didn't make any sense. Logically, did not make any sense to make a massive investment in myself. And my life changed so significantly because of that. My son was born a couple months before COVID happened. And I thrived during COVID being a first-time parent at home. And that was not how I used to be. My anxiety was gone. My mental health was better. And what I had discovered was I wanted to help people in the way that coach had helped me. So it took me a little while to figure out what that looked like, but that's how I got into entrepreneurship and coaching.
Thank you. Thank you, Kerry. I'm so happy to hear that, especially when you say that sometimes we are the ones on our way. And I think you have seen me posting that a lot on LinkedIn. Sometimes we are our own enemies. And how do we get the enemies out of us to be able to even see the enemies that are outside there? So let me then ask you, how did you discover the importance of mindset work, specifically mindset coaching? I know you are under coach. Is that what made you say, let me help other people? Let us know.
Yeah, I started to understand the power that I had within myself because I didn't really understand that. I didn't really understand how I could control my thoughts, my feelings, my actions, including years of debilitating anxiety that I had. I used to have low self-confidence. There was no way I would have spoken to you like 5 years ago. There's no way I would have done something like this. And I was just always very anxious. And it was when I learned how to control my thought process that I was able to remove years of anxiety. And and years of being really, really hard on myself and beating myself up and thinking small, like I was thinking of myself small, just because I started changing the way I think. And that's what it comes down to. And when I think of mindset, like my definition of mindset is it's two words. It's one word, but I almost use the definition as two words. Your mind is set. You have a specific way that you are programmed to react or respond to the things going on around you. So in order to change the things that are going on around you, you have to change the things that are going on inside you. And that starts to happen when you start to learn how to change how you think, learn how you change how you perceive yourself, and you learn how to change how you perceive the world around you. Once you start to do that, and it's not easy, it's very, very hard work. That's why there are mindset coaches. I couldn't do it on my own because the programming is so deep. The belief system is so deep. The our habit nature. We have a habit, we I don't need to explain what habits are, but we also have thinking habits. We have response habits. Um, I like to, so the work that I do is all about changing your subconscious mind. And I almost say your subconscious mind is like driving a car. I can go from point A to point B without thinking very much now. And that's how our subconscious mind controls our life and controls what we attract into our life, what we attract into our business, and our level of success.
Thank you, Kerry. So then you found mindset coaching. You decided to become a mindset coach after you are helped by somebody, but you branched out and decided that you're going to focus on entrepreneurs. And that's why I love you, because I'm an entrepreneur. I think everyone needs your services, but I think you can't be able to help the entire world. That's what I say myself. So when did you decide that the entrepreneurs are your niche clients?
Yeah. So, my first, I guess, job in coaching was actually I started to work for my first coach. She hired me to help her build a sales team. And I had no experience, and I actually was not set up for very much success. And I hired a second coach, and his niche was entrepreneurs, and he did sales and mindset coaching. And what I learned from working in sales and mindset coaching for so long is that the cool thing about an entrepreneur, if you have control over your income, you can actually you can make slight shifts internally, and your income can go up very quickly. So what I love about working about entrepreneurs is entrepreneurs have more control over that. So you start to actually see the results change, like your physical results, what you're attracting into your life change because of the mindset work. Whereas I have worked with other people who are more in a corporate structure, and it just takes longer. That makes sense.
Thank you so much for that, Katie. I appreciate that. So then, why is mindset so important, especially for entrepreneurs? Why is it? I want you to dig a little bit deeper there, because I'm an entrepreneur who thinks that I change my mindset without going into one-on-one coaching. I figure and things. Maybe that's where I am right now. But why is it so important? And what exactly do you do for them?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've worked with in directly and indirectly thousands of people over the past almost 4 years. And it's the belief system. It is how people think about themselves that's holding them back. So like I said at the beginning when I was kind of talking about, I figured out that it was me standing in my own way. It's everyone is standing in their own way. Like we truly, truly have limitless capabilities. We are capable of doing anything that we set our mind to. The problem is oftentimes because of the beliefs, because of the mindset, we don't have the confidence, courage. We don't think that we can do it, or we're too focused on, well, how is this going to work? And so as soon as you set a bigger goal or go out to achieve something that you've never achieved before, you will hear yourself say, well, how am I going to do that? Without mindset work, that how could crush your dreams. But what mindset work does is it helps you learn how to overcome that how and figure it out as you go, because it's confidence, courage, it's belief, it's learning how to build faith in yourself, faith in what's possible, all of those things that are actually going to keep you going. And not only just in setting a bigger goal and going after that bigger goal, but also when life happens, because life is hard. Like, it's not, things are going to happen, situations and circumstances are going to happen in your life and in your business. And when you start to change your mindset, you can actually navigate those challenges in a whole new way and still achieve your goals. And I'm proof of that.
Thank you. Thank you, Kerry. I really like that you're supporting entrepreneurs because I support with entrepreneurs myself with business
Mm.
development, right? I don't support them with mindset and how they should grow. I mean, I want to find somebody who is ready to grow their businesses.
Yeah.
But I think you come there where you help them even to be ready, mentally to be ready to grow their business. But let me ask you, and I think this is off what you expected me to ask you. And I've come across entrepreneurs, people went into business, but they will not spend money to make money. I was taught by my coaches to spend money to make money because you cannot grow business without making money.
Yeah.
I have met people, especially our membership here at the Entrepreneur Nation is $97 a month, including taxes, which translates in $2.80 a day. I tell people it's less than a cup of coffee or almost the same as cap.
Mhm.
But I found people who are unwilling, not that they don't have the money. If people have no money, Kerry, I'm willing to give a complimentary membership. But they have the money, but they are not willing to spend that. Or I found other people saying they would ask someone. So they
Mhm.
say they would ask, let me ask my husband,
Yeah.
or let me ask my wife. So I'm like, how is that? How do you see that? Like somebody has to go and ask to spend $2.80.
Mhm.
This is why I've been believing that every entrepreneur should at least have $500 that they can spend without asking anyone. And I'm
Mhm.
sorry, I'm not trying to venture into people's family lives, but you tell me because you're the coach.
Yeah, it comes down to self-certainty. Like, we're not taught how to make decisions. We're not taught how to um so my mentor was Bob Proctor, the late Bob Proctor. He's kind of who I got in with my mindset coaching. And I remember Bob saying, I learned how to make decisions only on what I want, not what I have. And that's the difference. So it's having that, learning to have that belief and courage in yourself. We don't have that. Most people don't have that. I would say out of the thousands of people I've seen, 90% of people that I've helped, I had to help them with that self-certainty and that belief first. And because the lack of self-certainty or belief, there's low faith. So people won't actually, they're afraid of investing their money. And it does come down to belief. It's the same thing in coaching. I have, I it people say this all the time, well, I can't afford you, but I know I need to afford you. So yeah, so you figure it out, because if you keep doing the things that you're doing the way you're doing them, you're going to keep getting the results that you're getting. So if you want to change your life and your business, then you need to change something. And most people need help to change that. So whether it's joining a group like the Entrepreneur Nation, which you get to then access to people who can support you and be beautiful referral partners, or hiring a mindset coach that can help you get out of your own way and start actually having that courage and confidence to make the decisions that are going to help you achieve your goal, whatever your goals are. Like, I only work with people who want to achieve big things in their life. They want to um change their income, change their life, change their business, change how they are as like a person, a parent, all of those things. It all comes down to it. And you can't do it on your own. Bob Proctor didn't do it on his own.
Yes, and Kerry, the first time I heard that, which to me is very shocking, to be honest with you, I think it's because I have a bit of freedom that I've given myself here. The first time I heard, let me ask my wife before I spend $97, was from a financial advisor.
Yeah,
And I
that's
was very shocked because how are you going to advise other people to plan their money if you can't even plan your own, right? And sometimes I tell people it doesn't matter who you're going to ask in the background. Don't tell people. Don't
mhm,
tell us who you're going to seek approval from, because that makes me not have confidence in your ability to make decisions. Can you
yeah,
talk to us about decision making?
absolutely. The decisions that you make will make and break your life, professionally and personally. And um starting to make decisions based on what you want. Well, the first step of that is figuring out what you want. What do you want your life to look like? Like, actually, what do you want? Not what you think you can do, but what you want. And then start to make decisions like that person. And that's the difference, because it takes courage to make those decisions. If you keep making decisions like you make decisions now, you keep getting what you're getting now. It comes down to how you make decisions. And there's actually there's two decisions that you need to make. First is this is decision to do it, and then then actually doing it and taking action. And most people struggle with that second decision. So it's like, oh, this is a great idea. And this goes for anything. I've helped people launch businesses that they've had a business idea for 3 years, but haven't been able to pull the trigger because of fear and uncertainty and belief and all of the things. Um, that decision to act, that's the decisions that's going to change your life. And um it takes a level of faith to act. And but faith is like, you can either live in faith or fear. Those are opposites, and they're both a choice. So I only choose faith, whereas I think a lot of people, it takes time for them to shift from fear to faith, because the society we live in, and I don't really care where you are in the world, the society we live in is so steeped in fear. It's so steeped in fear. All of the messages we hear. So if you leave your house, you're going to be having messages of fear coming into your consciousness, because that is what is out there. So it doesn't surprise me that people aren't good at making decisions, because the way our belief system is formed, the way our mind is set, is from the information that we absorb into our subconscious mind. So you just have to start absorbing new information and seeking new information, getting into rooms with people who are thinking differently.
Exactly. And that's why even here, the entrepreneurs, we say we are like-minded,
Mhm.
right? If you align yourself with people who are not like-minded, they're going to pull you down. So
Yep.
we try to be like-minded and pull each other up.
Mhm.
Let me ask you now, in terms of decision making, I'm happy what you have said, and you are a role model for that. You worked for another coach for 3 years, and
Mhm.
then you decided to venture on your own and start your own coaching program. How did you make that decision? Coming from that comfort zone where
Yeah.
somebody else is shielding you and helping you, how
Yeah.
did you get out?
So one of the things that I do is I help people with their vision, and I help people with goal setting. And I took the time to really sit down and create my vision and my goals. And I realized they just no longer were in alignment. They were bigger than what I could achieve where I was. I had, I think, almost 30 clients. This was January that I sat down and I did my own, my vision board, my own vision. And that was a Saturday. And on the Monday, I quit my job and spent 4 days, reaching out to my clients, making sure they were all set up for success and all of the things, because that's really, really important to me. But I just knew that, again, that feeling like I'm meant for more. I know I'm supposed to be on the stages talking and inspiring people. And I had all of this information. I'd helped so many people. Why am I selling someone else's programs when I can be creating my own and doing it in my own way? And yeah, it's been amazing.
Thank you. Thank you, Kerry, for doing that. I can remember myself leaving my job in the banking sector,
Yeah.
bi-weekly pay, and just ending in my resignation letter. And I was like, Lucy, you're making a big mistake. Everybody told me that. But the small voice that was speaking to me was saying, go make mistakes. And if you fail, you'll come back because you're living in good terms,
Yeah.
right? It's 11 years, Kerry, and I haven't turned back. So I know we'll be looking at your 10 years, 20 years, and I know you'll not turn back,
Yeah.
right? So let me ask you then, and I'll combine two questions in one very quickly. So you move and start working for someone, working for yourself. How has mindset changed and that decision making helped you personally and professionally? Let's combine those two
Yeah,
questions.
absolutely. So, this is a great question, because it actually, my passion for the work that I do, been passionate about it since I discovered mindset work, as I mentioned, when I was pregnant with my son. But it actually, it got stronger in August of 2022 when my son was diagnosed with cancer, just before his third birthday. And I reflect often on that journey. I also in August of 2022. I also had a 6-month-old. So I had my daughter at the beginning of 2022. And so life, I was handed that curveball, as I said before, life can be hard. Like things are going to happen that are outside of our control. And what I really realized was I responded very differently to that, like, circumstance and situation, which was I mean, how do you can't prepare for something like that, that was never expected. And um I through the so 2 years, so my son actually just finished cancer treatment like last month, and he's doing fantastic. But it was a 2-year treatment journey, thank you. And I thrived both personally and professionally in that time. I was working for another coach, so I was a commissioned salesperson, and I crossed 6 figures as a commissioned salesperson within, what, 3 years, less than 3 years of becoming an entrepreneur, selling in 2 years. I figured this out, from 2022 to 2023, almost $1.4 million of coaching services. Well, I had a newborn at home and a son going through cancer treatment, and I didn't sacrifice my family. I did things in a different way because of mindset. So my passion for this work is like, life is going there are going to be challenges, personal challenge, professional. I hope it's not a challenge like my family went through, but things are going to happen. And when you start to change your mindset, you can still achieve your goals no matter what the adversity is or no matter what you're faced with. I did. And and everything, my family's stronger now. My son's doing great. I started my own business, which has been very successful this year. All of those things, but it's because of mindset work. If it wasn't for mindset work, well, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now, that's for sure. I would probably still be at my job that I didn't love. And we would have really struggled financially during my son's cancer treatment, because that was a big thing too.
Thank you. And I'm happy your son is doing well. Kerry, you're a strong woman, I must say. I want our viewers to know that when you talked to me to join the Entrepreneur Nation, we went through the conversation on the phone. We called each other. You talked to me throughout, and you agreed to join the Entrepreneur Nation. And at the end, that's when you told me, listen, do you know what? I'm actually admitted in the hospital right now with my son. That
Yep.
was very touching. I didn't know. I would have even told you, Kerry, let's talk when you're out of the hospital. But you said, no, let's talk now because I need to support my family even while I'm here. So thank you for doing that. I don't know what words I can use to say how I believe in you. And thank you so much for being there for your family. I know your husband has been there and your entire family, your entire network, but we are here for you as well.
Thank you.
Now, I request our viewers to follow Kayleigh Kennedy on LinkedIn because I wake up every day myself. Although I think I'm inspirational, I wake up every day to follow you. So I've never requested our viewers to follow anyone. I request our viewers to follow you so they can get that inspiration where you even post about your son because it helps others. I've even asked a few women to reach out to you. Thank you. Now, my next question, I'll combine 3 questions in one because I don't see like I have a lot of time here. What is your vision for your business? What impact would you like to make in the industry? And what makes you different from your competitors? So, your vision for your business, what makes you different from your competitors, and what impact do you want to make?
Absolutely. So working with other coaches for quite a few years, when I left on my own, I really thought about that. What's the difference that I want to make? And I've invested tens of thousands of dollars into myself, into my mindset. I've also had so many people come to me and they just couldn't make the investments. And I really, because I believe and I've seen how mindset can play such a huge role, especially in entrepreneurs' life, I want to make mindset, like, I want to educate everyone how important and impactful mindset work itself can be on your life and your business. But I also want to make it more accessible for people, because I've had so many people who couldn't make that investment, and I know that that investment is going to change your life. So that's really my vision, is just I want to be speaking on stages all over the world about the power of mindset and how you can change your life by changing the way you think. changing the way you feel about yourself, all of those things. And also just by creating things that are more accessible for entrepreneurs to come into and start to experience that mindset work, because I really I want to change the way that entrepreneurs approach their businesses from a mindset first perspective. I've helped a lot of people who, you know, they'll come to me and they're like, I've spent all of this money in marketing help and in sales help and leads and blah, blah, you know, all of the things. But they don't have the belief in themselves. So they're basically throwing all the money down the drain. You get that belief in yourself up first, then you make those investments, and then you see the business expand. And I think we're so programmed that it's the other way around. It's like, no, you start to believe in yourself first and everything's going to fall into place.
Thank you, Kerry. I'm happy to hear that you want to speak internationally. I think you know that I came to Canada from Kenya, another country. And I always tell people, if you ever want to come and speak in Kenya, you're welcome. I'm actually in February hosting an international women's conference. So if that's where you want to start your platform, or in another country, that's okay. But I know this one I can organize for you. And it's organized already. So let me ask you, and we have to run through this quickly. By the way, I'm so surprised and shocked to hear that you have made six-figure, is it seven-figure income in coaching? Because people don't believe that coaches make money, right? So thank you for disclosing that. So then, what lessons have you learned, and what is your benefit and or gift of mindset that you have achieved from this? I'm happy you have talked about your income, because it's okay for us to talk about the incomes. Please talk to us about that, but we have 1 minute for that, Kerry.
You know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say, examine your money mindset. Just examine your money mindset, how you feel around talking about money, how you feel around how you think about money, one of the things that I find too is I help people set bigger goals, bigger financial goals. I help people achieve those goals too. But often there's a story about, well, rich people are greedy, or whatever that came from, you know, previous generations, and it's in your subconscious mind. So start to really examine how you think and feel about money and success, because your success stems from how you feel about it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And because we are coming close to an end, and you are a member of the Entrepreneur Nation, I never want to leave before you say something. You're a member of the Entrepreneur Nation in the Guelph chapter. You're introduced to us by Jason, who is an insurance broker and a great member of us here. You have become an awesome member yourself. So can you tell us a little bit your experience at the Guelph chapter? You came to the After Five Business Bingo. How is it going for you, Kerry?
Absolutely. So I've been a part of a lot of entrepreneur networking groups in the past, and the level of professionalism at the Entrepreneur Nation is definitely something that I haven't seen in a lot of other networking groups. The connections are like higher level connections. I've really enjoyed being a member. My business has also grown because of the Entrepreneur Nation. I've attracted opportunities. I'm speaking at an event next month from just a connection that I made at the gala last year. So it really is. It's a place for people who are serious about their businesses. And I've been in a lot of networking groups where um, I find there's entrepreneurs and there's professional entrepreneurs. And at the Entrepreneur Nation, it's professional entrepreneurs. And I've been in a lot of groups of not so professional entrepreneurs who don't take their business seriously. And that's the difference. And it's a huge difference, because again, even with investing in your business and understanding what it actually takes to grow a business, the people in the Entrepreneur Nation get that, and they're doing that, and they've achieved that level of success, and they want to help you. So I've made beautiful collaborations and connections with people, and it's all about just lifting everyone up so we can all achieve our goals and do it together in a nice way.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you. And what I'll say is that you have not scratched the ground. Keep in touch with me. You'll be able to have more clients, and you'll be able to speak in more events, including our annual gala that is coming next year. So please keep in touch with me. I know you're busy and I'm busy, but let's keep in touch, Kerry. Thank you for appearing on our show today. We can get you more and more because you have more topics to cover. And our viewers, thank you so much for watching.